The unthinkable has happened. After years of living in Roman Reigns' shadow, after being treated like nothing more than a glorified bodyguard, after watching his own family disrespect him week after week, Jey Uso has finally snapped. And what he did last night will send shockwaves through the entire WWE Universe that will be felt for years to come. You think you know betrayal? You think you've seen family drama in WWE? Forget everything you thought you knew, because what Jey Uso just pulled off makes every other heel turn in WWE history look like child's play. This isn't just a heel turn, this is the complete and utter destruction of the most dominant faction WWE has seen in decades. For too long, we've watched Jey Uso sacrifice his own dreams, his own championship aspirations, his own identity to serve at the altar of Roman Reigns. We've seen him take beatings meant for his so-called tribal chief. We've watched him get thrown under the bus time and time again while Roman basked in the spotlight that rightfully belonged to the entire bloodline, not just one man. But last night changed everything. In a moment that nobody saw coming, in a betrayal so calculated and so vicious that it left the WWE Universe in stunned silence, Jey Uso didn't just turn on Roman Reigns. He didn't just walk away from the bloodline. He did something that will haunt Roman's nightmares for the rest of his career. Jey Uso declared himself the true tribal chief. Let that sink in for a moment. The man who spent years being told he wasn't good enough, the man who was constantly reminded that he was just the cousin, the man who watched his own blood treat him like hired muscle, just took the one thing that Roman Reigns holds most sacred. And he did it with such brutality, such precision, that even the most hardcore Roman Reigns fans had to respect the absolute genius of what they just witnessed. But here's what makes this betrayal even more devastating: it was building right under our noses, and nobody saw it coming. Not WWE Creative, not the dirt sheets, not even Paul Heyman with all his political maneuvering could have predicted the seismic shift that was about to tear the bloodline apart from the inside out. Think about it. For months, we've been watching Jey Uso's body language. We've seen the frustration building every time Roman took credit for victories that Jey earned with his own blood, sweat, and tears. We've witnessed the slow burn of resentment every time Roman made decisions for the bloodline without consulting the men who put their bodies on the line to keep him at the top of the mountain. And what did WWE do? They fed us storylines about unity. They sold us on the idea that blood is thicker than water, that the bloodline was unbreakable, that Roman Reigns was the undisputed head of the table. They made us believe that Jey Uso was content being the loyal soldier, the faithful cousin who would never bite the hand that feeds him. Wrong. Dead wrong. Because while Roman was busy playing politics backstage and getting cozy with Triple H's new vision for WWE, while he was negotiating his next massive contract extension and planning his Hollywood ventures, Jey Uso was watching, learning, planning, and most importantly, he was getting angry. You want to know what pushed him over the edge? It wasn't just one moment. It was the accumulation of years of disrespect that finally reached a boiling point that could no longer be contained. It was watching Roman take all the credit for the bloodline's dominance while Jey did the heavy lifting. It was seeing his own family treat him like he was expendable while elevating Roman to mythical status. But the final straw? The moment that broke Jey Uso's spirit and transformed him into the most dangerous man in all of WWE? It was when Roman made a backstage decision that would have destroyed Jey's career without even consulting him. A decision so selfish, so typical of the man who claims to put family first while consistently putting himself above everyone else, that it finally opened Jey's eyes to the truth we've all known for years. Roman Reigns doesn't care about family. He cares about Roman Reigns. And now, with Jey Uso declaring himself the rightful tribal chief, we're about to witness a civil war that will make the Monday Night Wars look like a friendly disagreement. This isn't just about titles or storylines anymore. This is personal. This is about respect, legacy, and the very soul of what it means to be part of a wrestling family. The WWE Universe is split right down the middle, and the comments are already going insane. Half of you are calling Jey a traitor, saying he's biting the hand that fed him, claiming that Roman made him relevant and now he's throwing it all away for 15 minutes of fame. You're saying that without Roman's protection, Jey will be exposed as nothing more than a tag team wrestler who got lucky. But the other half? You're finally seeing what we've been trying to tell you for years. You're recognizing that Jey Uso has more pure wrestling talent in his little finger than Roman has in his entire body. You're acknowledging that while Roman was handed his success on a silver platter because of his family name and political connections, Jey earned every moment of his career through pure skill, dedication, and heart. And here's the uncomfortable truth that's going to make some of you absolutely furious: Jey Uso has always been the better wrestler. While Roman was learning how to cut promos and play politics, Jey was perfecting his craft in the ring. While Roman was being protected in carefully orchestrated matches designed to hide his weaknesses, Jey was carrying the Usos to being one of the greatest tag teams in WWE history. But now that he's broken free from Roman's shadow, now that he's finally standing up for himself and demanding the respect he deserves, suddenly he's the bad guy? Suddenly he's the one who's destroying the family? That's the kind of backwards thinking that has kept talented wrestlers down for decades while political darlings get pushed to the moon. The real betrayal here isn't what Jey did to Roman. The real betrayal is what Roman has been doing to Jey for years. Using him as a human shield, taking credit for his victories, treating him like hired help while claiming their family. That's the betrayal that nobody wants to talk about because it doesn't fit the narrative that WWE has been force-feeding us. And now Jey is doing something that Roman never had the courage to do. He's betting on himself. He's taking the biggest risk of his career by walking away from the safety and security of being Roman's right-hand man and declaring that he's ready to stand on his own as the leader this family actually needs. Think about the implications here. If Jey succeeds, if he proves that he can be a better tribal chief than Roman ever was, it doesn't just change the bloodline, it changes everything. It proves that talent and heart matter more than politics and family connections. It shows that sometimes the best leaders are the ones who earn their position through sacrifice and dedication, not the ones who inherit it through bloodline and backstage maneuvering. But if he fails? If Roman's political machine crushes this rebellion before it can truly begin? Then we'll all know that WWE is still the same company it's always been, a place where the chosen few get everything while the truly talented get nothing but empty promises and pat on the head. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the wrestling world is holding its breath to see what happens next. Social media is exploding with debate, the wrestling podcasts are going into emergency mode, and even mainstream sports media is taking notice of a story that transcends wrestling and speaks to anyone who's ever felt overlooked, undervalued, or taken for granted by their own family. This is the heel turn that WWE needed but didn't know it was getting. This is the storyline that will define the next chapter of sports entertainment. And most importantly, this is Jey Uso's moment to prove that he's not just Roman Reigns' cousin, he's the future of the bloodline and possibly the entire WWE. The question now isn't whether you support Jey's decision or condemn it. The question is whether you're ready to witness the most personal, most brutal, most emotionally devastating family feud in WWE history. Because ready or not, the war for the soul of the bloodline has officially begun, and there's no going back. What side are you on? Team Roman, clinging to the old guard and the status quo? Or Team Jey, ready to embrace change and give talent the recognition it deserves? Let us know in the comments below, but be warned, this debate is going to get heated, and friendships might not survive the civil war that's about to consume the entire WWE Universe. The tribal chief is dead. Long live the tribal chief. And his name is Jey Uso. Make sure you like this video and subscribe for more and get notified for the next video.